Once I have achieved the high mount, as prescribed in lesson 4 or 5, I will begin to attack with my main weapon, the cross choke. Expect to lose the position numerous times before having any success with this movement. The choke itself is actually quite easy, but maintaining the position with one and eventually two hands occupied will require years of practice. Investment in this technique will mean that you can apply a choke when your opponent is not making any major mistakes. This technique will focus on securing the lead hand in, as well as addressing base when doing so. It is important to start this technique immediately upon securing the high mount, so I'm not postured up for long. On to the details now. The first detail is that I must open up his gi at about sternum level to have access to his skin. I will use his slippery skin to move past his tight defense of his neck. Notice how I use a palm down grip and will mat walk my hand until it can go no further due to his tight defense. Once I reach this point, I will lock my elbow behind my hip and use my body weight to drive my hand the rest of the way until it reaches the mat. Feel free to grab his clavicle bone as a handle to pull your hand in deeper at any point in this process. The second detail is that I do not focus on making a choking grip at first. The battle is not allowing your opponent to place either hand in the space in between my forearm and his chest. If this happens, I must start over. Winning this battle may take time, so be patient. The next detail is that I must keep my feet glued to his hips regardless of where they go. I cannot allow them to slip and go underneath his back. This will stabilize the position and isolate your body from his hip movement. The next detail is as I enter my lead hand in, I must counterbalance my weight in the opposite direction. As my hand crawls and drives in further, my upper body lowers until my head reaches the mat for stability. With my head on the mat for base, I use my free arm to help make a 4-finger grip on his gi lapel. Hopefully my use of lesson 2 has made this gi placement predictable. In addition, my knees widen slightly as my head drives to the mat. The next detail is that once I secure my choking grip, I will posture up as much as I can while still being able to put my entire body weight onto my forearm. In some cases, you may need to move a little back down on the mount to make sure the weight placement is correct on his chest. I do this so he can't get his hand in between my forearm and his chest. The last detail is an optional one. Once I've achieved the high mount, I undo my gi, throw it to the side, and turn my belt around. The area around his sternum is often very crowded with gi material, and I don't want anything interfering with my access to his skin.